Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and I'm a photographer. And in this video I'm gonna share 3 reasons why switching systems makes absolutely no sense. Talking about switching systems is a fairly common topic here on YouTube. Many YouTubers switch, or at least pretend to switch, once a year or at least every 2 years. And I can't really blame them. It makes really catchy clickbait titles. Should I ditch my Sony? Am I going back to Canon? Is Nikon my next system? All those titles are very appealing and the audience love those titles because at least 99% of all YouTube watching camera users love gear more than photos or photography. If you ask them what is important, they are going to of course say that yes, photography and photos are the most important thing in photography. But unfortunately, the reality is something else. Every YouTuber in this genre knows that if you want views, you make gear video. But if you start talking about photography, your views will drop right away. So I think that's proof enough that people simply love gear and not so much photography or photos. But now I'm already drifting away from the main point of this video, so let's get to that. And the point is that switching systems makes absolutely no sense unless you're going to make a clickbait video. And the reason number 1 is cost. Whenever you are selling or trading in your current camera or system, you're gonna lose money. You may have to buy a new camera body for your current system every once in a while, depending on how much you shoot. But new cameras seldom offer any life-changing new features or dramatic improvement in image quality anymore. And also image quality between systems is pretty much the same when it comes to real-world photography. Studio tests tend to exaggerate those minor differences that really don't mean anything when you go out and start taking real pictures instead of some studio test targets. So there is no sense to switch systems or even buy a new camera body if you have a relatively new camera already and hope for some kind of dramatic improvement in image quality. And lenses are expensive too, and lenses tend to last a long time if you treat them well. And once you get familiar with a certain lens or lenses, it might be really stupid to get rid of that lens or those lenses. I certainly have some lenses that I really love, and I feel that if I get rid of those lenses, some of my photos are never gonna be the same anymore. And I have in the past sold some lenses and I regret that a lot because those lenses were magnificent and I should have saved those lenses even though I didn't have a camera body for those lenses at the time. But now, for example, I have a camera body that could take one of my all-time favorite lenses that I no longer have. And it was really stupid to think like that back then. Lenses are not cross-compatible between systems. We have all kinds of adapters, but all those adapters have many downsides. And my opinion is that if you have a lens or lenses that you really like, it's always best to have a native camera body to go with those lenses. Then the results are best and the lens functions the best too. I guess the main point here is that switching can get expensive, and if you have some favorite lenses that you really like, I think it's best to stay with that system. Reason number 2. Those missing features will come to your camera system sooner or later. Unless you absolutely really need a certain feature that your current camera or camera system doesn't have, it makes sense to wait because most features will come to your system and my system and to every system in the end. And there are many niche features that look great on paper, but in the end, they are not that useful in real-life photography. IBIS is now a standard feature on pretty much every camera. Awesome face detection autofocus is a standard feature on pretty much every camera except Panasonic video autofocus. Canon and Nikon both are in mirrorless and they have some awesome cameras and lenses. Olympus/OMDS finally managed to pull off their new camera last spring. And also the Lumix GH6 finally happened. So everything is going to happen and all those features are going to come. It's just a matter of time. And even though some features on some other brand may look tempting, but you should really think carefully if those features are something that you are really going to use on a regular basis, or can you manage to do without them for now and still be able to make some awesome photos. If you've been following this channel, you may want to comment on my choice of gear. And I admit I'm a bad example, and I'm not talking about any recent events and what has happened during these 4+ years that I've been on YouTube. I'm talking about the last 40 or 45 years, all the time that I've been in photography. I have switched systems so many times, especially after I moved to digital in 1999. But even before that, I went between Pentax, Nikon and Canon a couple of times. But during my digital time, I first had Nikon, then I had Canon, then I had Nikon, then I had Olympus, then I had Fuji, then I had Sony, then I had Panasonic, and then I again had Sony. Most of the time I did not only have one system, I had 2 or 3 systems simultaneously. And all that pretty much made no sense. So don't do what I have done, it is stupid. And now reason number 3. New system means new user interface and new learning curve. Stay with your current system and you don't have to learn anything new and you can concentrate on your photography. There is always a learning period with a new system. How to get the best image quality, how to get consistent results. The menu system is new, how to turn on the silent mode, where are the autofocus customizations, how to turn off the autofocus beep and the autofocus light that is so distracting. How do I program all the buttons and how do I set the auto ISO and all that. It takes a lot of time and energy to learn all those things. And it also takes a lot of time to get used to the new camera body, the new dials and where all the buttons are, and all that time is away from your photography, from your time to make awesome photos. And it's gonna take a lot of time before you and your new camera system are fully compatible. You better believe me because I know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I've had so many systems, too many systems. Grass may seem greener on the other side, but if you are relatively happy with your current camera system, stay with it. No camera or camera system is perfect anyway, and switching may even hold you back at least temporarily until you get fully familiarized with your new system. So unless you are super unhappy with your current camera system for whatever reason, forget about switching systems and instead concentrate on photography and enjoy photography. A new camera system very seldom improves your photography, I mean the content in your pictures. Go out, get some awesome pictures. That's what I'm going to do after this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, if you liked this video, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. There's a link down below for that if you don't live in Finland. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.